Okay, so I got 3 movies up, so I'm gonna try to get through them as quick as possible. First movie up is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And this movie, I don't really have that much to say. I mean, that which hasn't been said already. I mean, um, it's it's a historical piece. I don't know which era, which time period of China this is in, but um, actually, there's not really that much to talk about. It's a love story mixed with martial arts. I mean, uh, there's not really anything too overbearing. I mean, like all the little bits that of this movie, like make it a good movie. Like the directing's good, the acting is good. Like the acting is actually very, when I think about it, is very good, especially in the part of is I don't really know how to say it. Is Zhang Ziyi, the girl who plays Jen, but the American version, it's Zhao Long, which is kind of weird because the Cantonese Chinese version, it's like more American than the American version. But anyways, the acting is good. The the location looks good. I mean, like, that's actually one of my more favorite parts. Just like the location that they're in, it just feels so. There are times when it looks very like soothing to look at, like when they're in the forest, and then there are times where it's just very harsh to look at, where they're like in the desert. Like there's a good contrast between a soothing setting and a harsh setting. And besides that, the martial arts choreography is very good, especially the that one fight between Zhang Zi and Michelle Yao. That's probably one of the best. It's not, I won't say the best because that's kind of hard to put a title on the best, but it's one of the best choreographed fight scenes I've seen. And it's not because they're doing all these flips and stuff, or they're getting hurt really bad. I mean, the reason why it's very good is because if you look at it closely and examine there's more emotion than, I mean, there is like theatrics involved, like there's like, you know like they're doing moves that normal people can't do, but you can tell that there's a story to their fights. Not It's like a contrast to fights today where it's just like people fighting. This fight has like, you can follow the story here because in the fight Zhang Ziyi, like, I'm picking this fight specifically because it's the best in the whole movie. In this fight, Zhang Ziyi, she has the green destiny sword, and she has the best sword, but she has amateur talent compared to Michelle Yao, who's using average weapon. I mean, well, compared to the sword, it's average. They're average weapons, but she has the superior talent. So you can tell that Zhang Ziyi's just trying to survive. Like, even though she has that magical sword, she's still trying to barely survive. And Michelle Yeoh's just trying her best not to kill the girl. Like you can kind of tell that she's just trying to hold back. Like you might not be able to guess it, but then at the very end where she holds back from hitting the final strike, you can tell that she doesn't want to kill her, and the other girl, she's just trying to stay on her level, which makes sense for their characters. And that's something you really don't see in a lot of movies these days, where the fight scenes tell a story. And speaking of story, the story is I'm gonna get criticized a little bit here. The story is not too amazing. I mean, like, it's a story about a girl who wants a life outside of the life she has because she's bored with her life and wants to be an adventurer. And the adventurers of this story, Li Mubai and Liu Shuyan, they tell her, "Oh, the life of the adventurer is not that amazing. We wish we lived a normal lives." And because there's a story where they're trying to settle down. And then there's also a story about this one guy who, there's a flashback where Zhang Ziyi's character, her caravan is attacked by this guy named, I forgot his name, but he's like, I think he's like a Mongol, and they call him like Final Storm or Storm Shadow or something. I don't know. I forgot his name, but he's like this bandit who robs their caravan in the flashback, and he eventually falls in love with her. She falls in love with him, and then there's that story. I mean, like, the reason why the story's not too amazing is because it's particularly, it doesn't tell anything different. I mean, like, the elements in this story, you've seen it before, like, the, you have the, like I said, you have the girl who wants something more in her life. You have the adventurers who just want to retire. You have the bandit with a heart of gold. I mean, it's not new storytelling, but it's not bad storytelling, alright? It's still a good story, I mean, like, but it's not the most amazing story. That's probably the only negative point I can give to this movie, but other than that, the movie was pretty damn good. I'll leave it at that.